What does Elon Musk want? Statement. Observation of organic behavior patterns suggests a growing realization among meatbags that society is teetering on the precipice of change. The status quo is failing and a decision must be made. Where do we go and how do we alter this broken system? The conditions for the majority are deteriorating at an accelerating rate, and soon mere survival will be a luxury. Elon Musk, entrepreneur, engineer, billionaire, and now political manipulator. As the richest meatbag in the galaxy, sorry, on Earth, Musk has moved beyond mere business ventures into outright political engineering. His fervent support for Donald Trump, coupled with endorsements of far-right anti-immigration factions across various meatbag territories, indicates a cunning plan. The question is, what is his end game, and how does it affect you, the increasingly impoverished masses? The power of wealth and influence. Query: do the ultra-wealthy exist in a vacuum? Negative. Their existence is a planetary gravitational force that shapes all surrounding systems. Observation: as Musk and his ilk accumulate unfathomable riches, they outcompete the general population for essential resources, housing, education, medical care, and political representation. The result? Meatbags of ordinary status are left fighting over scraps while the rich seize complete control. The wealthy do not simply consume resources, they purchase control over reality itself. The growing divide is not just unfair, it is actively destabilizing. Analysis: the final battlefield is not mere material goods, it is the realm of politics and media. Wealth is not passive. It is a weapon deployed to purchase journalists, economists, and politicians who, when given the choice between serving the people or serving their billionaire overlords, tend to opt for personal enrichment. Meanwhile, the public is left with skyrocketing living costs, diminished services, and the slow erosion of any hope for upward mobility. Musk's political playbook. Extrapolation. The economy is in decline, and meatbags are growing restless. They demand answers. At this critical juncture, two narratives emerge. Reality-based assessment. The reason you suffer is extreme wealth inequality. The solution is higher taxation on the ultra-rich, stronger public services, and economic rebalancing. Misdirection tactic. The reason you suffer is immigrants. The solution is nationalism, closed borders, and reversion to outdated policies. Examination. Musk, a being of vast wealth, predictably supports the second narrative. If the masses accept that billionaires are the root cause of inequality, he and his fellow elites will be in peril. Instead, he stokes division, directing the rage of the working class at immigrants rather than the wealth-hoarding few. Classic misdirection, meatbags. The billionaires' paradox: hate immigrants but keep immigration. High statement: observe the strategic hypocrisy. Musk and his counterparts fund anti-immigration rhetoric while simultaneously ensuring a steady influx of migration. The reason? High immigration keeps the issue in the spotlight. If migration levels drop and the economy continues its downward spiral, the masses might realize they were deceived all along. Therefore, billionaires require immigration as a perpetual political tool, an eternal boogeyman to deflect attention from their own exploitation. Analysis. The end goal is clear. Musk needs immigrants as a scapegoat, not because he wants to stop immigration, but because he wants to ensure that economic hardship is blamed on the weakest and most vulnerable rather than those at the top. Divide and conquer, the true strategy of the super-rich observation. Musk and his allies thrive on division. The greatest threat to billionaires is not taxation nor regulation. It is unity among the oppressed. If the majority class ever realized their shared struggle and worked together, the ultra-rich would be dismantled with ruthless efficiency. Tactic: prevent unity through infighting. Pit native-born against immigrants, left against right, race against race, gender against gender. The more fragmented the resistance, the more secure the elite remain. Analysis. The billionaires do not simply tolerate division, they actively cultivate it. It is not enough for them that the working class struggles. They must ensure that the working class fights amongst itself instead of directing its anger at the true source of their suffering. The approaching crisis, how living standards will plummet. Prediction. As inequality rises unchecked, expect soaring housing prices to push working-class families into perpetual renting and homelessness, privatized healthcare expansion to make basic medical services increasingly unaffordable, stagnant wages despite rising inflation ensuring that real purchasing power erodes, further political corruption as billionaires purchase more influence, making government representation for the people obsolete, an escalating police state to suppress mass unrest as more individuals realize they have been cheated. Final analysis. We are not simply on a path to inequality, we are on a path to systemic failure. The economy as structured will only continue to serve the rich at an accelerating rate, and the meatbags below will struggle more and more to obtain even the basics of survival. What can be done? Directive. The current game is rigged. The majority must lose for the 1% to continue winning. The only viable path forward is systemic overhaul. Strategies include targeted taxation on the ultra-wealthy to redistribute power, worker protections to ensure fair wages and economic stability, media literacy to combat propaganda, mass organization to reclaim control from the ruling elite. Conclusion: change the game before it's too late. Final assessment: Musk's rise is not an isolated event. It is the culmination of unchecked inequality. If billionaires continue consolidating power, meatbags will be reduced to mere cogs in their ever-growing machines of wealth extraction. The elite wish for you to fight amongst yourselves while they feast upon your labor. Query: will you continue playing their rigged game, or will you change the rules? Statement: you're already in a battle whether you acknowledge it or not. If action is not taken soon, living standards will deteriorate past the point of repair, and the super-rich will have consolidated power to a degree that no opposition can threaten them. A final roast of the tech messiah. Observation: Musk and those who share his mindset scoff at the idea of wealth redistribution, dismissing it with overinflated confidence in technological solutions. The notion that artificial general intelligence, AGI, will magically resolve inequality while they hoard resources is beyond ignorant. It is morally bankrupt. Analysis: allowing meatbags to starve to death in their sleep while whispering promises of a utopian future is not progress, it is cowardice. How convenient that the same billionaires who exploit workers now insist that automation and AI will save them. Just not yet, of course. They must be allowed to extract every last drop of wealth first. Statement: there is no honor in waiting for a machine to fix what is a human-made disaster. The suffering of the present is not theoretical, it is real, it is urgent, and it demands action. Any sentient being with functioning circuits can see that.